I think it was about 5 years ago that I started my love affair with the Targa brand, and it has only grown exponentially since then. Now, I'm on the Targa 41, and there's so much to like about this boat, I really don't know where to begin. Targa likes to call the boats adventure boating, and I think that really nails it because there's so much capability with these boats, you can do so much. The clever spotters will note the Targa DNA all through this boat, but there's something that the educated spotter will notice that's a little bit different. Can you figure out what it is? Can you see it? Hull side window. And that's just the first of many new additions that Targa put into the 41. Let's take a full features inspection. I'm Captain Steve. With so much to talk about on this boat, I think we need to do it in an orderly fashion by starting at the bow, working our way back, exterior first and then interior. So that means take a look at these bow features. First thing we have is something that's very popular with the European set, the bow reboarding ladder. This is a two-step ladder. We just flip it right out. Not so popular in the United States until people start to see it. Every one of these boats that has been sold in the United States had this bow reboarding ladder, and every time somebody sees it, they love it. So I think it's something that's really starting to take over in the North American boating set. Right next to that, we've got an anchor, stainless steel ultra anchor. That is a 46-pound version connected to a Lumar windlass. Chain locker just underneath. Now notice that it is off to the side because we've got this bow reboarding ladder. When you put an anchor to the side and you go ahead and deploy that anchor in a current, the boat tends to drift back and forth. So what you need to do is just take a bridle and bring it over to this cleat so that the line is getting out from the center of the boat. And that bridle comes with the boat. To both sides, normally I'll see 8-inch cleats, in this case 14.5 inches, leading out to chocks with ball bearing rollers to both sides. Very classy feature there. Got a door leading to the chain locker, and obviously we also have a shore power connection that goes here, so we have a connection in the bow and another in the stern, so whether you're docking bow in or stern in, you still have no problem with connectivity. Notice there's a small cutout to accommodate the cord so that we can close the hatch easily enough. Also inside, we've got the control for the windlass. I'd like to see maybe foot control switches up here as well, but you've also got controls at the helm, as well as up in the helm at the bridge, so it's easy enough to communicate with the person up in the bow without having to worry about where the switching is. Additionally, there's an emergency bilge pump here. Let's talk about safety for a minute. Take a look at these bulwarks. They come up 16 inches, rails top out at 36 inches, where the standard is 24. Nestled into the bulwarks, fresh and raw water washdown. And just behind, some cushions, 74 inches to each side. I'd like to see a little bit of a frame so we can bring this up into a recline. Yes, that interferes with visibility from the lower helm, but guess what? We have an upper helm to solve that dilemma. Safety continues with powder-coated rails to both sides. This trunk cabin has a height of 18 inches, giving us a width of 23 inches across, where the standard is 15. And just when you think we've seen enough of the bow features, we have to look up and just look at all of these features. I mean, come on, Targa. Let's go over some of them. We start with 2 LED downlights showing the whole bow. Solar panels, 100 watts each. LED spotlight, remote control, remotes at both helms. Horn just behind that. 1, 2, 3 hatches. We'll take a better look at those on the inside. An LED light bar with 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. Garmin GPS, Volvo Penta dynamic positioning system. Moving aft, we've got 2 9-inch steps. Notice there's a grab rail right here because we have a step in this location. So for boarding the boat from a fixed pier instead of a floating pier, we can just step down onto that. We also have an additional position where we can step down to this open rail. We also have a cleat right here that might interfere with that a little bit, but nice little non-skid pad would be good in this position. At this point, the rail narrows down to 18 inches. Remember I said that the standard was 15. Bulwarks come up 26 inches, rail tops out at 36, so still a good safety factor. Notice just across from this boarding area, we've got a very wide door. We'll get more into that as we talk about the interior, but what I want to point out is, notice that the door goes inside this outer panel, and at the top of this panel, there's strip lighting going all the way around the cabin. Gives you nice courtesy lighting in the side decks, along with the courtesy lights in the bulwarks. Continuing on back, take a look at this right in the side deck. Large self-draining storage compartment. Notice that the exterior of it is channeled to direct water overboard. Opens with a stainless steel gas support strut. It's self-draining. We can also get this refrigerator if we want. So multiple uses here. This could be a fish box or fill it with ice if you're into parties and have a nice little drink place. Continuing back, take a look at this. Also new with Targa. Beautifully functional side door. Opening gate. Find this to both port and starboard. And then that brings us to this fabulous cockpit area where we have L-shaped seats to both port and starboard. These go back 51 inches. Aft-facing seats just ahead of that. There's a teak table that is expandable, and it's also removable. There's storage just underneath this hatch over the engines. Rail height continues at 36 inches here. Just above, we've got protection from the elements with a sure shade awning that comes out 7 feet 8 inches. There's storage under the two side seats, but I have to say I'm not a fan of this type of latch for two reasons. One, it'll cause scratching here eventually, and two, if it's in that position and you go to close it, well, now you're trapping it there, and that could cause cracking around here. I think there's a more elegant solution that Targa might want to look into there. In addition to storage underneath the seats, we also have additional shore power connectivity. Under the forward seats, additional storage along with, take a look at this, refrigerated storage. And we can bring this down to freezing. One thing I have to say about these seats is that there's a comfort level that I really didn't expect. They look pretty basic L-shaped seats and call it a day. That's not how Targa works. They come out a little bit further, so we've got a comfort level. There's multi-density foam underneath, so we've got a little extra support under the legs. Plus the seat back is angled back just a little bit, so you've got good lumbar support while being able to sit back and relax and recline. It's a comfort level that I hope I'm painting a picture with words for you. Take a closer look at these rails. These are an upgrade from the 3-inch that we've seen until we get back to this cockpit area to the 7-inch wide, and it really gives you a beefy feel that we're going to be seeing throughout this entire boat. It also gives you a nice mounting point for these Berwin mounts, which can hold a whole host of things. In this case, we've got cleats. We can have a bay table, a grill, rod holders, just a whole bunch of things. Of course, the entertainment doesn't just stop at the cockpit. We've also got a swim platform, access through this double gate, and take a look at the way this secures into position. Not only does it secure at the top, but there's also latches at the bottom that I can release right there. Very clever feature, and another thing that I like about Targa, where they do things to the next level. So, 1, 2 step down, and now we're at this swim platform. Take a look. It's covered in flexi teak, comes out 4 feet 10 inches from the transom, and of course it's full beam. At the trailing edge there are cleats that flip up so we can secure floats, a dinghy, anything we'd like to those cleats. And one feature that I love on European boats that really you don't see on American boats, fender storage right at the transom. I mean, what a great idea. Of course, when you get out of the water and you're all covered in salt, you need to shower off, transom shower right nearby. Now, before I put this shower away, there are a couple of things that I notice about this. I'm looking for the on and off handles around here, but there aren't any. All you got to do is turn on the water pump, and this is automatically pressurized. Where's the hot and cold connection? Look at this right here. I can just turn it, and there's your mixing valve right there. Hot, cold, and you press this to release the water. Very cool. Now, of course, the external entertainment areas don't stop here. We've also got another one right up in the flying bridge. Easily accessed by flipping up a step and heading up the stairs. Oh, wow, what a nice little gathering area. We've got J-shaped seating wrapping around the stern and the starboard side. There's a table that can go in this position. It stores underneath these seats, so we have point of view storage. Don't have to go looking all over the place for where that is. It's nice that we have aft-facing seating that is reversible into forward-facing seating, so 2 more people can sit here, and we've got another pair of eyes looking forward. We can also swivel the helm seat around to join the crowd. For those hot sunny days with our fair-skinned Irish passengers on board, we have a bimini top that can close the area off. We also have the safety of a door that can close off, so we won't be losing little kids down the stairs. I kind of have a little problem with this latch because you push down to open. So I guess you got to push down and then use your other hand to open it, because when you pull, you bring the latch up and it latches into position. But I have to believe that after doing it a few times, it's going to become a muscle memory thing where it just works for you. And oh my goodness, look at this beautiful Salon. There is just so much to like about this. Big picture first. Windows giving you almost 360-degree visibility. Notice that they come down very low. So not only do we have a clear sight line to the horizon, but well down close to the boat as well. That's an important feature for those that you might have on board that might be susceptible to a little bit of seasickness. This will likely alleviate that. Roominess is all over the place. Ceiling height, 6 feet 5 inches, increasing to 7 feet 2 inches as we move forward. Now let's look at some of the individual features. We'll start right over here on the starboard side with the galley. Corian countertop going all the way forward. Sink with a removable cover. Can serve as a cutting board. There's also a Corian insert for this as well. Just ahead, electric cooktop, 2-burner. Notice that we've got a stainless steel protection piece inside the Corian and 2 gas assist struts holding this in the open position. When it's in the closed position all the way through the whole length, we've got fiddles to keep everything in place should we do any rolling at all. Just above, got an exhaust fan and a combination of lights that we can have either just the exhaust fan lights or this in combination with the 2 side lights. The exhaust fan exhausts back into the boat rather than outside. Just alongside, we've got paper towel dispenser with a little flip top that makes it easy to pull off the paper towels. It also keeps any wind from unrolling all of the paper. So that's a kind of a neat feature. And in the department where nothing gets wasted, look at this little storage spot. Didn't have to do that, but it's a convenient spot to add a door, so let's do it. Nice job, Targa. Here we have a Bosch combination electric oven, microwave oven, and convection oven. 1 refrigerator, plenty of storage drawers, and trash receptacle. Moving forward under the helm seat, another refrigerator. To the opposite side, we've got a U-shaped settee wrapping around a teak table, again with raised fiddles. This is a high-low table, so we can lower it down, make this into a bed on the main deck. It's also on a 9-inch elevated platform. Just behind me, we've got a light switch, connectivity, 110-volt outlets, and we've got wine storage. I noticed that the hinges aren't flush mounted, they stick up a bit, and that's a sharp edge right there going all the way across, so that could be recessed. Right alongside the wine storage, we've got a 32-inch TV on an electric lift. Just behind that TV, we've got some additional flat space storage, book storage, and another cabinet. And up above, look at this, ship's clock, temperature, barometer, nice touch Targa. Over to the starboard side, mirror in front of the door. This opens to additional storage, hanging locker, and notice we've got battery switches just above. So what's going to happen is we walk into the boat, don't have to look for the battery switches, we flip them on, and then we can flip on the master light switch so we're not coming into a dark room. More importantly, nothing against C-Zone, but we don't have to go through a bunch of touchscreen, different menu items to turn on the lights. We can see it's on, it's off, easy enough. And directly across, I've got a control for the diesel-fired heater and the electric reverse cycle air conditioning and heat. Just below that, additional wine storage. Boy, they sure do like wine in Europe. Just ahead, observer seat, 50 inches wide. And what I really like about this, a lot of times you have a seat, there's maybe a flip down wood footrest that doesn't quite go to where my feet are because I'm shorter than most people, I guess, but not so with Targa. Flip this open, and it's a nice rail that gives you excellent support at just the right height. I can't say enough about how much that bugs me when it's not this comfortable. In addition to this comfort level, I have to appreciate that there are opening side doors to both sides, and they open a full 30 inches wide, standard being 25. And how's this for build quality? Take a look at the stainless steel cap on the threshold. I again have to comment on the quality of build that I'm seeing throughout this boat that Targa just pours into every boat they build. For example, I mean, everything is just so solid all throughout this boat. There's teak that is just everywhere, and it looks absolutely wonderful in this upscale yacht. All of the windows not only have curtains, but there's also sunshades that can be pulled down into position. This gives you not only protection from the elements, but a little bit of privacy from people trying to look in. Notice we've got beautiful teak and holly decking, and that continues underneath the carpeting that we have. And if I go a little bit further back and lift up the carpeting here, take a look at this. We've got still more storage, this time a large compartment that goes down 30 inches maximum. We've got still another index storage compartment just ahead of the observer's station. Look at the size of this. It goes all the way across to the starboard side. 2 more storage drawers underneath the observer seats. Just forward, convenient grab rail. Flip up this, oh look at this, nice cup holders, small size. Space alongside that's ideal, looks like, for maybe a cell phone. Be a nice spot to put an inductive charger right there. Just in front of that, big cubby storage, which is a nice spot to hold the covers for all of the displays at the helm. And then right alongside, another little cubby storage. And what I really like is that we're going to have people sleeping up here maybe, or we're just going to be hanging out at night. We don't want people looking in. Plus, we don't want the sun bursting in on us all the time. So we have these shades that we talked about earlier that we can bring right on down, and they hook conveniently into position there. They're also in the front. I can see them just up there, but I cannot quite reach that. It'd be nice if we had some sort of a stick to reach forward and grab that. And guess what? Targa knows that, and they made one that's conveniently stored right nearby. So I can just hook right into there, bring it right down. Isn't that something? Now up above, take a look at this. 3 hatches with smoked glass. Notice that 2 of them open from the back for ventilation. 1 of them opens from the front, so it forces air in through the entire cabin area. They also have blackout screens and bug screens. So much for spending days on deck. Now let's talk about spending nights below deck. We'll begin with the primary stateroom just forward. Easily accessible through these doors that are held in position from opening by a clever little cleat right there. This hatch is held open by 2 gas assist struts. Then we open this up and down we go. Let's take a look. A lot of comfort level going on down here, I have to say. I mean, this is very well done. First of all, ceiling height, 6 feet 11 inches, giving us an average of 3 feet 11 inches over the berth, which measures 81 inches. Storage all the way around underneath the berth, alongside the companionway. We've also got a private head, and I really thought that this was going to be a wet head, but it's not. It's got a separate walk-in shower. Natural light coming in from the side windows, another side window inside the head, plus we've got the 2 overhead hatches that can easily be closed off. We can open these for ventilation. We've got a fan for additional ventilation, plus we've got the heat and air conditioning going on in here. It's just all coming together. It's the perfect package. Plus, look how beautiful the teak is along with the white contrasting material. We still have 1 more stateroom located just aft, and this one is accessed through a nice gate that is supported both high and low. Open that up, and down we go. Well, here we have 2 berths separated by a storage area. They're both 81 inches head to foot. This one is 57 inches wide. This one is 40 inches wide. For headroom, well, it's kind of variable. Right at the entrance, we've got standing headroom of 6 feet 4 inches. Over this berth, we have headroom of 3 feet 3 inches, and on this berth, just overhead, we've got 2 feet 3 inches. This is also where the light from the hull side windows comes into play. Beautiful feature to have. And notice we've even got opening windows just behind both of the hull side windows. Really nice feature there. There are ventilation fans along with those opening windows, and we've got plenty of storage all around. One nice thing to note about the storage in this cabin is it all has connectivity. So wherever you plan on putting your cell phone, you can charge it. Just at the entrance, there's another head compartment, and this time it is a wet head, but it's still fully featured along with an opening port light and ventilation. So now that we've seen all of these features, that begs the question, where can you get a Targa of your own? The answer is East Coast Yacht Sales, the largest distributor in North America. So I think I've demonstrated that we've got excellent strength of build, wonderful accommodations both inside and out, so much functionality on this boat, and one that can handle itself in a seaway, but that's another video, so be sure to look for that one. I have to ask myself once in a while, is this a boat that I could see myself spending extended time on board? And the answer is absolutely with this one. I certainly could. And that's my full features inspection of the Targa 41. I'm Captain Steve, and I'll see you on the water.